How Sean Murray's real-life surgery impacted McGee's character when it comes to long-running television series. The line between actor and character often blurs in unexpected ways. For fans of NCIS, few examples are as striking as the subtle yet profound influence that Sean Murray's real-life surgery had on the evolution of Special Agent Timothy McGee. While viewers primarily notice McGee's growth from a timid, tech-savvy agent into a confident, multidimensional investigator, few realize that this transformation was closely intertwined with Murray's personal health journey. In 2019, Sean Murray underwent a significant medical procedure that necessitated a temporary break from filming. While the show's official statements were succinct and respectful of his privacy, insiders revealed that the surgery was major enough to require both physical and emotional recovery time. For an actor immersed in a procedural drama known for its fast-paced action and emotionally charged scenes, this pause represented more than just a break. It became a turning point for both Murray and McGee. Before the surgery, McGee was often portrayed as the cautious, sometimes awkward agent who needed guidance from his more experienced colleagues. Early seasons leaned heavily on his role as the team's tech guru, the go-to for cybersecurity, hacking, and data analysis. While this established a crucial niche for McGee within the NCIS hierarchy, it also pigeonholed him into the supporting role, the brains behind the scenes rather than a field leader. Murray's temporary absence forced writers and producers to rethink McGee's presence on the show. How could the team maintain continuity without him? And how could McGee emerge even stronger once he returned? The creative solution was elegant and surprisingly organic. The episodes following Murray's surgery subtly mirrored his personal journey, weaving themes of vulnerability, resilience, and recovery into McGee's character arc. In one early post-surgery storyline, McGee faced a harrowing case involving a physically compromised witness. His careful, empathetic approach reflected the patience and deliberation that Murray himself had been practicing in real life. It was as if McGee's struggles with uncertainty and physical limitation became a proxy for the actor's own journey. Fans noticed a shift. McGee was no longer just the technical specialist or the nervous junior agent. He was a character capable of empathy, leadership, and quiet courage. Murray's surgery also influenced the way McGee's interpersonal relationships were portrayed. In the seasons following his return, there was a noticeable deepening of McGee's connections with his colleagues, particularly Gibbs, Bishop, and DiNozzo. Scenes that might have once been lighthearted or procedural now carried a subtle emotional weight. For example, small gestures, a reassuring pat on the shoulder, the patience to explain a procedure multiple times, or the quiet way McGee steps in to support a teammate felt more layered and authentic. Behind the camera, Murray's first-hand experience with vulnerability and reliance on others informed these performances, giving them an intimacy that resonated with the audience. Interestingly, Murray's recovery also opened the door to exploring McGee's physicality in ways the show had previously avoided. While McGee was never portrayed as a hyper-athletic agent, writers began incorporating storylines that showed him overcoming physical challenges or pushing through moments of exhaustion and stress. These moments weren't about glorifying action or creating unrealistic heroics. Instead, they highlighted resilience, adaptability, and determination, themes that mirrored Murray's real-life journey from surgery to full health. One memorable scene involved McGee navigating a physically demanding undercover operation while quietly managing his own doubts, a performance that many fans later described as eerily human. From a narrative standpoint, the surgery also gave NCIS writers an opportunity to explore McGee's inner world in unprecedented depth. Previously, McGee's fears and insecurities were often played for comic relief, from his awkward first interactions with colleagues to his occasional fumbling in the field. Post-surgery, however, these traits were recontextualized. They became not just quirks, but reflections of a character who had faced real challenges, learned from them, and emerged more self-aware. In a particularly poignant episode, McGee struggles with self-doubt during a high-stakes investigation. The tension is palpable, but instead of the scene ending in comedic relief, it culminates in a quiet, introspective triumph, a small but meaningful victory. This tonal shift can be directly traced to the emotional authenticity Murray brought back to the role after his health ordeal. The audience reception to these changes was overwhelmingly positive. Fans who had watched McGee grow from a shy, nervous agent into a seasoned professional found themselves even more invested in his journey. Social media threads began celebrating the new depth of McGee, often noting that the character felt more relatable, grounded, and human than ever before. Some devoted viewers even speculated that the evolution of McGee's persona mirrored Murray's own life lessons, resilience in the face of adversity, reliance on community, and the courage to embrace vulnerability. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of this transformation is how seamlessly it was integrated into the existing NCIS universe. The show did not need to explicitly acknowledge Murray's surgery. Instead, the writers allowed real-life experiences to inform storytelling organically. This subtlety ensured that McGee's growth felt natural, not forced. Over time, the character's increased confidence, emotional intelligence, and nuanced leadership became part of the fabric of NCIS itself, a testament to how an actor's personal journey can shape a long-standing role without overshadowing the story. In addition to on-screen changes, Murray's experience had a ripple effect behind the scenes. Co-stars have mentioned in interviews how his recovery inspired conversations about health, work-life balance, and mental well-being on set. By openly navigating his surgery and recovery, Murray created a culture where vulnerability was normalized, subtly influencing not just his character, but the entire cast's approach to portraying human complexity. McGee's post-surgery development became a case study in how life imitates art, and vice versa. In conclusion, Sean Murray's real-life surgery was more than a temporary interruption in NCIS production. It was a catalyst for profound artistic growth. McGee evolved from a technically skilled but socially cautious agent into a multifaceted character capable of empathy, leadership, and resilience. Through subtle storytelling, nuanced performances, and a commitment to authenticity, the show captured the real-life impact of recovery and transformation, offering fans a version of McGee that felt richer, more relatable, and more human. In a television landscape where characters often remain static for years, McGee's post-surgery evolution stands as a rare and powerful example of how personal experiences can reshape a beloved role, leaving a lasting imprint on both the series and its audience. By the time the credits rolled, viewers weren't just watching McGee. They were witnessing the lived experience of an actor who turned adversity into artistry, making every line, glance, and decision resonate with authenticity. It's a testament to the quiet power of real life informing fiction, and a reminder that sometimes the most dramatic stories unfold not on the screen, but behind it. Long-term effects on McGee's character arc after Murray returned to the set. The writers began subtly reshaping McGee's role in ways that echoed both his personal journey and the evolving dynamics of NCIS. One noticeable change was in how McGee approached risk. Pre-surgery, he often deferred to senior agents, hesitant to take charge in tense situations. Post-surgery, his decision-making gained a quiet assertiveness. He began to trust his instincts more, even when situations were unpredictable, a reflection of the confidence Murray rebuilt in himself during recovery. This evolution also influenced McGee's dialogue and demeanor. Lines that might once have been delivered with nervous hesitation now carried subtle weight, blending intelligence with understated authority. Scenes that once relied on comic relief from McGee's uncertainty were reimagined to balance humor with emotional resonance. The audience could sense that McGee was no longer just the tech guy. He had become a fully realized agent whose contributions went beyond the digital realm, into leadership, empathy, and moral courage. Deeper emotional storylines. Another long-term impact of Murray's surgery was the expansion of McGee's emotional storylines. Episodes post-surgery often explored themes of vulnerability, loss, and resilience. Writers introduced story arcs that mirrored real-life challenges, stress, recovery, and personal growth, allowing McGee to resonate more deeply with viewers. For instance, a storyline involving McGee navigating high-stakes fieldwork while grappling with self-doubt mirrored the patience and perseverance Murray had to cultivate in real life. This focus on emotional depth extended to McGee's relationships, particularly with his wife Delilah and the NCIS team. Scenes showcasing quiet moments of support, mutual trust, and family challenges took on new layers, highlighting McGee's maturity and the strength he had developed through personal adversity. Fans often cite these episodes as turning points where McGee truly felt like a real person rather than a character defined solely by technical skill, physicality, and action sequences. Murray's experience with surgery also influenced how McGee's physicality was portrayed. Pre-surgery, McGee's fieldwork was often handled with comedic caution or delegated to other agents. Post-surgery, writers incorporated sequences that challenged McGee physically, emphasizing resilience over sheer athleticism. These sequences weren't about turning him into an action hero, but highlighting determination, problem-solving under pressure, and the courage to persevere despite limitations. The impact was subtle but significant. McGee became an agent whose resourcefulness and grit were as integral as his technical prowess. Fans noticed that these sequences were more emotionally grounded, reflecting a character who could stumble yet recover. a reflection of Murray's own journey. Behind-the-scenes influence Murray's surgery also had a profound impact behind the camera. Colleagues spoke about how his recovery encouraged discussions on health, wellness, and vulnerability in the workplace. By navigating this experience openly, Murray helped normalize the idea that even strong, capable individuals face challenges, and that those challenges can enrich both personal growth and professional performance. This cultural shift on set subtly reinforced McGee's transformation on screen, making the character's growth feel authentic and earned. Audience reception and legacy. The audience response to these changes was overwhelmingly positive. McGee's evolution became a focal point for fans, who praised the character for being relatable, resilient, and emotionally nuanced. Social media threads and fan forums frequently highlighted how McGee's post-surgery portrayal reflected human experiences that transcended procedural drama, facing uncertainty, trusting oneself, and leaning on others when needed. Murray's journey also provided a blueprint for how real-life experiences can be integrated into long-running television roles without disrupting continuity. By allowing his personal growth to inform McGee's development organically, the NCIS team created a character arc that felt dynamic, authentic, and inspiring. McGee's story became not just one of career progression, but of human perseverance, a quality that continues to resonate with viewers even years later. Conclusion: a character transformed in the end. Sean Murray's surgery did more than temporarily pause production. It catalyzed a transformation in McGee's character that elevated him from a supporting role to a fully realized, multidimensional figure in the NCIS universe. His journey from cautious, tech-focused agent to confident, empathetic leader reflects the nuanced interplay between life and art. McGee's growth, both emotional and professional, demonstrates that personal challenges, when embraced authentically, can enrich storytelling and deepen audience connection. Through this subtle integration of real-life experience into fiction, NCIS illustrated that characters, much like people, evolve not only through triumphs and failures, but also through the quiet resilience that emerges in the wake of adversity. By the time viewers see McGee navigating complex investigations, supporting his family, or facing moral dilemmas, they are witnessing more than just television. They are witnessing the lived experience of an actor whose courage and perseverance shaped the very essence of his character. Sean Murray's surgery may have kept him off-screen for a time, but its impact continues to define McGee's enduring legacy, a reminder that strength, vulnerability, and growth are inseparable, both in life and in storytelling. Perfect. Let's continue with the next part, focusing on how McGee's technical expertise, leadership, and role within the NCIS team evolved after Sean Murray's surgery, highlighting concrete season-by-season changes. McGee's technical expertise reimagined before Murray's surgery. McGee was primarily defined by his technological skills. From hacking into secure systems to analyzing complex digital evidence, he was the quintessential computer guy of the NCIS team. However, post-surgery, the writers began deepening the character's engagement with tech in ways that reflected more than raw ability. They emphasized strategy, intuition, and leadership. Episodes following Murray's return showcased McGee not just executing technical tasks, but making critical decisions based on his analyses. For example, in a cybercrime investigation involving an international ring of hackers, McGee took the lead in devising the operation strategy, coordinating with other agents, and managing potential risks. Fans noted that this evolution transformed McGee from a support character into a central figure whose insights could drive major case outcomes. His technical prowess became inseparable from his judgment and confidence, reflecting Murray's own growth and renewed perspective after surgery. Leadership development. Murray's experience with recovery indirectly influenced how McGee assumed leadership roles on the show. While McGee had occasionally taken charge in earlier seasons, his authority often felt tentative. Post-surgery, McGee's leadership became more pronounced, particularly in episodes that required careful coordination under pressure. One standout example involved a high-stakes hostage scenario, where McGee guided the team through a delicate negotiation while relying on both his analytical skills and interpersonal intuition. His approach was calm, deliberate, and empathetic, a departure from the more reactive or hesitant behaviors of his pre-surgery portrayal. This change mirrored the patience and resilience Murray had developed during his recovery period, translating real-world growth into on-screen leadership. Season-by-season transformation. Season 17 to 18, pre-surgery foreshadowing. McGee is still largely defined by his technical role, with moments of comic relief highlighting his social awkwardness. Hints of confidence emerge in fieldwork but remain inconsistent. Season 19, post-surgery recovery integration. Upon Murray's return, Episodes suddenly incorporate vulnerability, empathy, and emotional intelligence into McGee's arc. He begins taking on more complex investigations and supports colleagues with increased emotional depth. Season 20 to 21, confidence and strategic input. McGee evolves into a trusted advisor on major cases. His tech expertise is combined with strategic thinking, showing that he can lead operations, not just support them. His relationships with Gibbs and Bishop deepen, emphasizing trust and mentorship. Season 22 to 23, leadership in high-stakes operations. McGee assumes visible leadership in field operations and internal investigations. Episodes depict him managing team dynamics, making difficult ethical decisions, and mentoring newer agents. His growth reflects a balance of intellect, courage, and emotional maturity, influenced by Murray's real-life resilience. Season 24 plus, legacy and mentorship. McGee's role solidifies as a cornerstone of NCIS, not just for technical support, but as a model agent balancing family, leadership, and operational expertise. His journey resonates with viewers as an authentic depiction of personal and professional growth over time. The interplay of personal and professional growth, what makes this evolution particularly compelling, is the seamless blending of Murray's real-life experience with McGee's fictional arc. The surgery acted as a catalyst, prompting a deeper exploration of resilience, strategy, and empathy that might not have occurred otherwise. It also allowed the show to explore themes of vulnerability and perseverance in ways that felt natural rather than forced, enriching both character development and storytelling. McGee's growth resonates because it mirrors real human experiences, facing challenges, recalibrating priorities, and stepping into leadership roles after periods of uncertainty. For longtime fans, this makes his victories, both professional and personal, feel earned and relatable. Conclusion: a lasting transformation. Sean Murray's surgery did more than temporarily remove him from the screen. It reshaped McGee's character, creating a version of the agent who is confident, empathetic, and strategically capable. McGee's technical expertise became intertwined with leadership and emotional intelligence, transforming him into a central figure within the NCIS team. The season-by-season development illustrates a thoughtful evolution informed by real-life experiences, demonstrating how personal challenges can profoundly impact storytelling. McGee's journey is now a compelling example of character growth that resonates beyond procedural drama, showing audiences that resilience, adaptability, and empathy are as essential in professional life as in personal recovery. By integrating Murray's real-life journey into McGee's narrative arc, NCIS achieved something rare, a character whose growth is authentic, multidimensional, and deeply human. The post-surgery McGee isn't just the tech guy anymore. He is a leader, a strategist, and a symbol of perseverance, a lasting testament to the power of life-shaping art.